Scorpio, what is going on? Welcome to the channel. I'm Deborah, this is Purusha Intuitive, and we're gonna look at your energy for the next couple weeks. So let's get into it, Scorpio. Grab a tea, grab a coffee, grab a beverage, something delicious to sip on, and let's get into your reading. We'll start off with an energy cleansing as always. Tension is high when I'm recording this. These are timeless readings. They're also collective readings, so use your discernment. You can come across them whenever, and they can be meant for you. Use your discernment with the messages of what is for you and what is not for you. What is not meant for you to pick up. But yeah, it's been tense in the astrology lately. We are kind of working through some of the changes, yes, the problems, the challenges we're facing around those. Things that we didn't really expect that are forcing us to use wisdom, use patience, use insight. As I was preparing for this reading, Scorpio, I was hearing you feel attacked on all fronts. Like, a lot of people are just giving you a hard time, or you feel it on all fronts, or it's like you just can't get something off the ground. No matter how much work, how much intention you put into it, it just doesn't seem to be going anywhere. That's why we start the reading with these energy cleansings. It helps set the tone, yes. Clear out any unwanted, blocked energy, obstacles, negativity. It's also a great time to set your own intention. So if you need questions answered, certain messages delivered from spirit, now is the time to ask and to open up and receive. All right, let's get going. I bless you with pure love and light, pure source energy, pure loving grace. I release anything that is not for our highest and best, fear, doubt, anxiety, insecurity, lack of worth, lack of value, anger, frustration. Remove it, cleanse it from our being. Help to make me a clear and open channel for the collective. Thank you, Father God, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels, Mama Love. All right, so as I was mentioning, Scorpio, tension is building. At the bottom of the deck, we have strength. So it is going to take a lot of strength for you to overcome some of these things. And I feel like that's why you're already feeling a little bit defeated, or that's the energy I'm picking up from the Scorpio collective. It's as if no matter how much work, no matter how much effort, no matter how many different ways you look at something, there's always another battle in front of you. And it can feel really exhausting and really overwhelming. This is a great time to release, let go of that which we cannot control. That which we can't, there's always things that we can handle, we can take care of, etc. Make plans. And then there's the things that we just can't, that are out of our hands, that we can only do so much. And again, a lot of it is about how we are showing up in those situations, in those dynamics, what we're saying, how we're approaching it. Are you taking time to nourish yourself, nourish your energy? Or are you just pushing forward with the hope that there will be results? That goes back to that component I was talking about earlier, where we do need to surrender. We do need to release a little bit more. Because you have something unfolding for you this week, something that I feel like it is a reward for the hard work you've put in. It is a payoff. This definitely reminds me of Saturn energy, which is the celestial taskmaster, forcing us to put in the work for the sake of the work, for the sake of the lesson. But when we do, the upside of it is it really brings beautiful new beginnings, new abundance, new manifestation. And if you're not taking care of your mental, emotional, physical well-being, if you're not nourishing yourself, Sometimes we could miss this new beginning altogether, miss the opportunity, or it's just like not as rewarding. You know, it's kind of like, I was doing that anyway. Instead of just being thankful and grateful for what is unfolding, right? We can get so wrapped up in what's not working or how we think something is going to work out. Yes, we can have goals, dreams, ideas that we're working to manifest, but at the same time, there is that element of surrender. That is part of that divine feminine energy that we need to allow spirit to do the work, to line up all the pieces in order to receive that thing. I feel like there's approval that you need to find within yourself, approving of who you are, how you operate, closing out a cycle. Maybe you're closing out a cycle that some things came up that you didn't really like yourself, or you've really worked hard to get out of, and it feels like it's a reflection on you, or that's how you're receiving it. And I feel like that's that part of you that keeps pushing and pushing forward because you don't want it to affect you in the wrong way, in a negative way. You want to make sure that you're ending this cycle, that you're bringing closure. But at the same time, the perspective is just slightly off. Sorry, I don't mean that in a rude way. It's the difference between when we're like busting our butt to make something happen and it's just not working, right? Versus like, okay, I know that I am dealing with this situation. I want to get to this point. How can I get there, right? Kind of having that curiosity as your source of inspiration. Because when we are more curious, then we're able to invite in things that we didn't even see coming, or choices, perspectives that we, give us new insight, give us the ability to kind of push forward in the way that we want. Champion of Wands, so that fire energy is really talking about how, slow your roll a little bit. Not everything has to be accomplished yesterday. And actually, this can bring some hindrance on your path. Yes, I love that you're being really conscious and intentional about how you're manifesting, but you don't have to move so quickly, right? Not getting something today isn't an indicator that you're doing the manifesting wrong, right? We're constantly manifesting. We're constantly attracting based upon what we think, what we feel, how we believe we deserve something or not. And that's what we kind of have to work out of. If we try to go too quickly through something, we end up missing the lesson. And again, that can also loop us back into that same cycle of karma. I do feel like there are, again, the temperance energy is confirming those people, places, and things that you're feeling restricted by, that you're feeling like aren't really supporting you or are making things harder, even if it's not necessarily their intention, right? Like your workload is 10 times higher, or you have a billion things to do on your to-do list, etc. It's still this value of making sure that you're not taking on someone else's responsibility. Again, picking and choosing where you're putting your time and energy, making sure that you're not dumping needed energy that you need for yourself into unnecessary things. And sometimes when we are moving too fast, we can definitely do that. And then hindsight, we're like, well, I didn't really need to spend time doing that. Something is very emotional. It's making it really difficult. That's why we are seeing these blocks come through, or just this resistance around the Scorpio collective. Someone doesn't want to take accountability. Someone doesn't want to do the right thing, and not necessarily, I'm not a huge person into right and wrong, not to sound wishy-washy. I think most of life is gray. this just feels like someone who knows they should be doing something, or they want to do something and they're limiting themselves from doing it. And I feel like that's why you're trying to hurry up and get this over with. This Temperance, Eight of Blades, is that resistant energy. I keep hearing like a ball and chain. So it's something that's slowing you down. It's something that is attached to you, whether it is a person, whether it's a situation, whether it's just how you feel about yourself, that is making you feel limited. Maybe you're spending a lot of time inside. Maybe you're not communicating with a lot of people. It's keeping you in this hermit energy, which is, again, kind of limiting your ability to grow and expand, to find those new beginnings. The new beginnings are coming in regardless. We're seeing that in the overarching energy. But with the Hermit, Eight of Cups, here's the thing. I feel like you are contemplating how to walk away from this situation, how to release it, how to let it go without it being this big tower moment. But again, it's patience in the process. Be smart with each step that you take. This is more of a time to nourish your energy. When you nourish your mind, body, and soul, I feel like that's where you're going to find solutions, answers to what you need. And it's also where the synchronicity comes in. It's your ability to release and let go, making peace with what is the past, making peace with people who are coming after you, or places that you feel like people aren't being mindful, conscious of your life, of what you need. Yeah, this guy keeps coming up. This is the Knight of Cups in the traditional deck, but I always just think he's kind of crazy looking. Because it does have this like devil energy vibe to it, and I really like the the Knight of Cups. I really like him because he's a lover. He leads with his heart, and sometimes that's really good. The other side of him is he doesn't have a lot of follow through. The best intentions might be there, and there's our Tower card, but in reality, the follow through, the ability to kind of put his money where his mouth is slim to none. Unfortunately, he needs to grow up a little bit. But again, we have this Tower moment coming out, and this is where things are headed. Not because of you per se. I mean, the one thing I would say to you, Scorpio, like we've talked about, is just try to slow down the pace a little bit. Try not to build Rome in one day. Be gentle with yourself. You do have Magician energy you do have the Magician in your energy for the next couple weeks. So it talks about your ability to manifest. It talks about your ability to make things happen in the way that you want to. At the same time, being very cognizant of what that actually looks like. With the Emperor, I'm hearing this is a lot about you having those strong boundaries, not really being too flexible, especially when you make your decisions, when you make your plans of action. We have a lot of people showing up as the weeks progress. But I feel like, and again, that tags back to the original channeled message. It's more about you, yes, protecting your energy, but with this Emperor, it's a lot about being the best version of yourself, right? Kind of dotting your I's, crossing your T's, making sure that you're systemizing your life, your schedule. So again, you are putting time and energy towards the things that do matter. The Four of Blades is talking about, like, again, it's knowing yourself, knowing how much you can shoulder, what burden is yours, what responsibility is yours, what is not, and making adjustments accordingly, and having time to rest, restore, reprieve. you're not looking at something from a perspective that, again, the blindfold is a lot about a perspective shift. This card has been coming up pretty much for every zodiac sign. So things are too messy, right? And maybe that's what you're not seeing. Again, maybe you keep trying to figure things out, untangle the tangle, untie the knot. You're going about it in a way that you're trying to find a solution. But sometimes things are just too messy. Sometimes it's just not meant to be. Yeah, cleansing and releasing with the broom. We have to know when to let go. We have to know when to release. And actually, as I'm saying this is my second time doing this reading. And the first card in the last reading was release, was letting go. Where are you finding your source? Where are you finding your sustenance? Is it from the haters? Is it from people who put you through the ringer, who make you work extra hard just because it suits their fancy? Why you're always having a bunch of things on your plate, a bunch of responsibilities, why you can't catch a break. I do feel like a lot of this is about your own approval, when enough is enough, being able to say, you know what, I've done enough for today. Again, that's going to come with putting energy towards your priorities and not as much with the things that really just are energy suckers, energy vampires. So I hope that helps. The readings have been a little bit heavier this week, but I hope it helps bring insight as to how to navigate some of these things, Scorpio. Thank you for your time and energy always, especially if you've made it this far in the video. Drop comments below. I love to hear how it resonates, or just be a helping hand of love and support. Have a fabulous day. Lots of love and blessings.